Well, of course, he came late, and Dad called him his Canuck, because he was born in Canada. And oh, we loved him. I think we spoiled him, and I think he's spoiled to this day. We really spoiled him. Uncle Alf was just a little boy. I don't know whether he was 3 or 4 years old. If Mother gave him, say, two cents or 3 cents, instead of going to the store and buying candies, he would go to Mr. Hallis's store and buy nails. And then he would go in the back, and there was a wooden sidewalk from the house to the back, long wooden sidewalk. And he didn't know anything better, so he banged the nails into the sidewalk. And then he had saved, he used to get 25 cents a week for allowance, and he saved that up. And I think he had maybe, well, more than $10. I think he had $12 saved up. And Mother and Dad had to replace their back stairs. And, money was so tight, so they bargained with him because they knew he had these $12, or was it 14? I don't know. But anyway, they bargained with him, and there was a little wooden shed at the back of the lot on the property, and Dad made a bargain with him. He'd give Dad the money, and Dad would give him the shack. That was his. And he always had his friends, so that was their clubhouse. So one day my mother looked out the window, and here are the boys taking off the shingles off the roof of the clubhouse. And I don't know why they did it, but then they reshingled it too. They reshingled it. And that was his property, but he was always building something. And if he was building something, and you would say, "What are you building?" And he says, "I don't know yet, it's not finished yet." He was cute, and he was funny. Oh, and then one time Eaton's had tricycles on sale, and he wanted a tricycle because all the kids on the street had tricycles and he didn't have one. And so Eaton's had some. So he and I, Mother was busy, so he and I walked down to Eaton's. We lived on Boyd Avenue then. We walked to Eaton's. We bought the tricycle. I think it was $6. They weren't real special. And Alf rode it home. And oh, was he proud of that tricycle. And I remember running after him because he was going faster than I could walk. He was about 4 or 5. He was almost 6 when they moved into St. John's, and that's where he started school. Well, of course, he had girlfriends, but he didn't bring them home, I don't think. I don't remember, except when he met Auntie Mildred. That was it. Then, of course, they had a nice wedding at the Curtis Hotel. And I know I made my mother a beautiful dress, and I made myself a blue dress, and it was a nice wedding. And then, of course, I think 5 years later, Louise came along. And of course, she was the apple of their eye. And of course, Louise was an only child, and she was very close to you guys. I think she was probably as much at your mother's house as she was at home. And I know that you guys used to come back and forth. And when they had the little dogs, you used to dress up the little dogs in dolls' clothes and put them in their little baby pram. And then, of course, we got the pick of the litter. We got the little black Mitzi, and they kept one. Oh, the mother's name was Trish, and their dog was a little he dog, little boy dog, and they called him Pookie. That's right.